What the fuck is up, guys, and welcome to Rocket League. Now, this game is currently free on the PlayStation because of PlayStation Plus's monthly games, and if you want to download this on anything other platforms, it's currently around £15, just so you know. I think that's on the Xbox. I don't know about PC because obviously with Steam it might be different prices. This game has literally just come out in the past couple of days. Now, if you don't know what this game is about, it's pretty much playing football with rocket-powered cars, and it's pretty much insane. It's incredibly fast-paced. And there's pretty much constant action. You're never going to be bored playing this game. This game offers 3 types of game modes: online, seasons mode, and expedition. The online I've not currently tried because the servers are down on the day of recording this, so that's a bit of a problem, but I'm sure they'll be back up. The reason they're probably offline is because so many people are downloading it, because it is quite a good game and everybody's trying to get online and the servers weren't able to cope with it, so it's currently offline, but I'm sure they'll be up quite soon. Seasons mode, which is currently my favourite mode on the game, is exactly what you think it is. It's seasons, so you play in a league against other teams. You can change how many teams you want to play against and how many people you play with on your team. Exhibition mode is if you want to play a quick game when you just want to hop on the game, that's exactly what you play, because you just get thrown straight into a game on exhibition mode. There's no points system, pretty much all you got to do is win the game. Now, the controls are pretty simple, but they're also quite difficult to master. There's drive forward and drive backwards, which is R2 and L2 on the PS4. I'm not sure what they'll be on the PC or Xbox. To jump is X, the boost is circle, power slide is square, which is also handbrake. Skip replays when you're in replay mode is X. To air roll is square, which is just jumping pretty much. When you want to focus on the ball to change the camera, you press triangle. To do a look behind you is you hold R3. You want to check the scoreboard, that's L1. To use voice chat on the PS4 is R1. And to text chat is the touchpad, but I haven't really known how to use that yet. If you want to just use quick chat when you're online with other players, you can just use the D-pad, pressing up, down, left and right pretty much just gives you all the options you want to say. A bit like on Battlefield 4 when you've got the chat, you can just choose what you say. It's quick, like you can compliment someone, you can give them information, you can react, or you can like apologise for doing something really terrible. Right, now let's get into the tactics of this game. Now, there isn't necessarily tactics like ways of playing, passing the ball around and things like that, but there is ways that you can move around the pitch which will benefit your team and also make sure you get as many goals as possible. Now, the way I've figured this out is you play roles on your team. My favourite role currently is the sort of lurker role, like the poacher kind of role, which I've named it. You pretty much just stay away from the current action that's going on. You sort of stay on the edge of it and then you wait for your moment to jump in and maybe shoot or clear the ball away from your defensive area. Although this role is currently my favourite, it's also the most difficult to play, as you have to be able to read the game and judge exactly where the ball is going to go in order to be effective in this role. Another role I've found in this game is currently the bully mode, which is sort of just going around and smashing into people and destroying as many of the opposition as you can and making sure they find it incredibly difficult to get to the ball. This can either be by blowing them up, which is using the boost. If you charge into them, you can destroy them and they get reset back into their spawn pretty much instantly, but it is a way to get them away from the ball for a couple of seconds, which can give your team an advantage when attacking. Also, if you want to just nudge people out of the way, this can be very useful. If they're going through on goal and they're about to shoot, you can pretty much just knock people away so they can't shoot and the ball is still in a chance to be knocked away. The third role is pretty much just follow the ball around like a swarm of bees. There isn't much to it, it's exactly what you think it is, just follow the ball. Although this seems very basic, it's also very important that you have somebody always attacking the ball, so this role can be very crucial in some matches. The fourth and final role, which I've discovered, is sort of a goalkeeper mode and like a defensive mode. You pretty much just have someone constantly sat in your net, guarding it and making sure it doesn't get out of the opposition's half. So whether that means saving it with jumping, which is pretty much how they need to judge how well to do it, or as the ball starts to get knocked out of the opposition's half, you charge forward and knock it back into theirs to make sure the ball can't get out of their half. If you currently want to be able to get as many goals as possible online, the best way I've found it is the ball tends to go from down the wings of the play and then come in down to the middle right in front of the goal. So if you sort of play like a striker in football, like a target man, you sort of try and run into the box and almost like head it as if you were in football. You sort of just got to wait for that ball to go across the goal and charge forward and knock that in. It's sort of a bit like the poacher role, but it's more like just making sure that you're being crossed into the ball, because it will always happen. The ball will run down the side of the wing and then be pushed in because of the shape of the pitch. It gets pushed into the middle again, and therefore you can just instantly charge forward and knock the ball in. It doesn't require much effort, but it does need great judgment in order when to time your charge and when to use the boost and when to jump. that's pretty much it for tactics. This game is pretty basic when it comes to tactics. You're not going to be too hardcore with the tactics when you want to play online, but it's pretty good fun. Now onto the review side of this game. This game is made very well in the fact that the CPU are quite intelligent on the higher levels, but on Rookie they're pretty much useless because they will always charge the ball into their own net, and without any regard to what's actually happening. This game has great customization in the fact that you can change exactly anything about your car. The colour, the type of paint like glossy or metallic. You can also change the colour of your booster. You can change the flag on your antenna, and you can also change your wheels. And although that doesn't seem like a lot, there's a lot of stuff to choose. Also, my currently favourite thing to do is to change what hat you wear. Like I currently wear a fedora or a fez, which is currently my favourite too, and pretty much means that you can have as much variation in the game, and no two cars really you'll find are the same. Although this game is great fun, I can't really judge the game and give it a score until the online's working, so I'm maybe going to give it a score without the online working. I'd give it about a 7 out of 10, but when the online comes on, I'd recommend this game would probably be an 8 or a 9. It's that good, and it's so much fun to play with your friends. If you don't like the offline part, you'll probably definitely enjoy the online part because it's so much fun to play with friends. Anyway, that is it for this beginner's guide and review. If you have enjoyed, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.